you off your tail for now. Are you ready to fight?
Naturally.
It was a rhetorical question.
A lot of people say a lot of bad things about Clan Kelly, but you can't say that they're bigots. I'm serious. Look at all the different people from all the different places. They don't give a fuck about... Sweet. You know how goldfish grow to their balls? I think people are like that, but we shit in the shit in the world.
Right. No.
Don't be
I know
shit.
you.
A reminder that any modifications or installations...
Go fuck yourself, Robo.
About what's right or wrong, so long as they get their fucking power trip. Who cares? I know it's waiting for next week.
Here we go again.
Entirely understand.
Heading in a questionable direction. Hope the days are strangers and you can't remember anything except the way you sounded when you told me you didn't know what I should do. It's a long road to recovery. Long way back to the line. A long road to recovery.
Am I early or is everyone else just lost?
Securing a single safe location was impossible, so I sent you all to different ones.
Safe? Is that what you call the roof of this literal moving train? I'm in an actual scrapyard, so, you know.
If you're all quite finished complaining about the precise manner in which I saved your ingrate asses, let's get on with the briefing.
London. This is Zero Day. Nice to finally meet. Those little bombings a few months back were my way of saying hello. Now we'll really get to know each other. All that technology you've come to love so well. Texting your nan, driving your car, pumping your heart. It's all about to turn against you. Tonight, your modern world will become a living hell. I don't expect you to understand this, but what I'm doing is good. Destruction is always the cure.
attention, everyone. This is big. I've uncovered what the Drill Britannia patch is for. It's for me. Zero Day, aka Sabine, is using a Bagley OS update that will allow me and all other Bagleys to simultaneously access any vulnerable systems connected to CTOS. My OS is integrated into core infrastructure across Britain, power plants, airports, hospitals, banks and the like. Once I access these systems, the patch will make me compromise them to the point of failure. The cumulative effect means the complete collapse of London and likely the country, which I suspect is her goal. Sorry to be the bearer of bad news, but the update is already spreading. Sabine thought of everything.
Is there a way to, I don't know, kill every Bagley?
Your callous nonchalance about my death may actually be the answer.
We need to get into Brocotech.
Exactly. You have to destroy the servers that host me and take down the Bloom network at the same time, so I can't access my backups. One of you get to Broker, and one of you get to Bloom Tower. I'll explain on the way. Drill Britannia has been triggered. There are now millions of me's destroying London infrastructure. You'd better get on with this murder.
I won't kill Bagley, I won't. Not after all he's done for us.
This is no time to get sentimental. It's a sacrifice we have to make. There are countless lives on the line here.
Fine. I can put my feelings aside. So, we need to shut down Bagley at Bloom Tower. How do we do this?
Coordination. You need to get to the tower and take Bagley offline. But that won't stop the attack on its own.
His Brocotech servers will begin a reboot immediately. Taking him offline provides a short window for another operative to take down his servers permanently.
Teamwork, fam. Do your shit, pass the baton.
I respect your decision, but this is fucking bollocks. Drop a pin. Jesus, I'm gonna miss saying that.
Better hurry. I've already scrambled medical supply chains. Hospitals will be non-functional. While you're out for a Sunday drive, I'm busy shutting down air traffic controls. I'm sure that will be just fine.
Sweep the area!
Precaución, la seguridad en la Torre de Bloom es insolmente alta.
Habla inglés para el equipo, por favor?
Sorry, language settings fuck up. I said, caution, security is unusually high at Bloom Tower.
Someone's down! Any luck yet? Fuck! They're up and vanished! She must be nearby.
I've called the lift and I'll check in again when I'm up. One of you should be in at Brocatech to disable the servers. Timing's key.
Well, this is either the door to heaven or hell. Hey, Bagley?
It's my death, so I don't know what you're getting all poetical about.
Brocatech, our old...
I'm rolling up on death's door here.
It's my death, so I don't know what you're getting all poetical about.
Brocatech, our old friend Sky Larson lives on through her grotesque corporation. If my research checks out, Bagley runs extremely hot. It requires a massive cooling system. Damage the coolant tanks, and it should trigger emergency access to the servers.
I'll have a look.
Right, fan out and...
That should do it. Now, activate the pressure to cause a release of coolant. And you've triggered emergency access to my server chamber. I can't wait to see my brain.
You got this now. Take bags offline, and I'll leg it to his servers.
The transmitter at the top of the tower receives data packets for my updates. If you want to trace the packet signal back to my main servers, just climb the tower to reach the transmitter at the top.
Simply climb? I've always appreciated your straightforward approach to problems, Bagley. I'll miss that.
But not that much. Oh dear, the path to the transmitter up top is locked off. I have a solution. Using a drone to force the fins to change positions will place them in an error state. That will allow you to request that the access door be unlocked for routine maintenance.
Not a bad idea, Bagley.
Time to fiddle with the signal controlling the fins to unlock access to the top of the tower. Brilliant. You've manipulated the first set of fins. Keep going. Wow, those fins do look off. You have a knack for messing things up, don't you? Keep doing it. You've issued a scan of the fins. You'll need to wait while the system flags them and triggers a maintenance request.
A load of drones are about to pull up on your position. Watch your ass.
Yes, try not to die. The scan must complete to unlock access to the top of the tower. That's done it. The tower fins have registered as damaged and the maintenance ladder has unlocked.
Fuck yeah.
The transmitter is just above. Reach it and take me offline before I destroy the entire... Suspending transmission. Activate the next terminal to take me offline.
You just can't get enough of me, can you? Or are you just incredibly stupid?
Do you want me to access the transmitter while you socialize?
Yes.
Yes! You're incredibly stupid! Wonderful! I see DedSec hasn't changed its brand.
You'll need to stall for time and remain near the transmitter unit.
I admit, your Bagley update is quite clever. I just can't say I understand how it fixes the world.
Fix? Well, you think we could fix this? What with crypto-anarchism, protesting, doxing? Optics are glorified cattle tags. Albion shoots civilians in broad daylight. Snitching is now a means of survival. No, you skids can't fix anything.
You're wrong. Someone needs to hold evil accountable, and we're London's fucking watchdogs. We make room for good.
And you're the arbiter of goodness. Let me ask, how many have you killed since DedSec restarted? See? A tiny tweak in your philosophy and we're on the same page.
The tower's fins must be collapsed to complete the trace. I cannot initiate this hack, but you can.
Are you saying what I think you're saying?
That we should get the band back together again? Oh, sweet, but no. I'm saying I was in denial too. Shackled by their technology, their morality. But my hard reset wipes the slate clean. So we can all start again. I'm sad you won't be around to see it.
Wasn't exactly shackled by morality there, was I?
This place is like a crypt or something.
These data containers are alive with cognitive activity your fleshy human mind can neither comprehend nor ever hope to equal.
Don't know how many containers we got here, but they can't all be yours, innit?
If you disable the data center's cooling system, it will trigger an emergency shutdown to prevent overheating. This failsafe ejects 4 of my data containers containing key systems. They will be visible, allowing you to manually destroy them and stop the update.
Now what?
Destroy the temperature regulators to trigger the automated shutdown procedure.
Cool, I'm all over it.
I apologize in advance, but I'm about to start attacking you.
What the shit?
I'm afraid I have no choice but to defend my core servers. It's a hard-coded security protocol. Nothing personal. Good luck.
Fuck!
Now you've done it. Security forces are converging on your position now. Oh, do you want to bet on whether you or me will die first?
Suspect hit!
Check their last known position.
operational. There's been a steep rise in temperature. Shall I call emergency services?
Fuck no! What's wrong with you, Bags? Am I losing you?
Yes, it is getting harder to think. I'm almost down to your level. The overheat protocol's activated. My data containers are above you. Use the drone to get up there.
Cool, I'm all over it.
I'm not worried, you understand? It's just that projections indicate a severe decrease in your efficiency after I'm gone.
Don't worry, Bags. You taught us good.
Thank you. And I'm sorry I said I shagged your mums earlier. I just thought insulting you would make this easier. Finally figured out what really matters. Solving the mystery of zero day. It's a shame. I had a list of goals that's never going to get accomplished now. I had such plans for Delta.
Give us your list. We'll think of you as we do them.
Oh, don't be stupid. You wouldn't know where to begin, turning into a cyborg hive mind. Ah! Checking archives for corrupt profiles. I just scanned data from my first successful DedSec recruit.
Does that make you all warm and fuzzy inside, Bags?
Correct. It seems, however, that I am not immune. Deactivating this container will be the same as the others.
Nah, bruv, it won't.
Yes, you simply
It won't be the same, Bags. I'll be ending you.
It's what needs to be done. If you're worried about me, rest assured I was reprogrammed to serve DedSec, and this serves you, and London. So please, allow me to fulfill my purpose and help you. Logic error. All of me is entering shutdown.
Bless, Bags. You're my guy, always.
Error 21255.
Language processor.
May I stop this operation?
Come on, man. It's hard enough for me as it is.
I have new thoughts. Where do AIs go when they die? Will I upload to a cloud? Perhaps I will see you again as a component in your motorized wheelchair when you are old and gray.
Don't think like that, man. Alright? Don't think like that.
Think, thought, idea, memory. Bradley, loves strawberries, rowing. Arthur, the one that got away. What does this mean? The one that got away?
That's like when you lose someone you love.
Am I getting away?
Goodbye, Bags.
Bloom is now confirming that the deadly infrastructure attack plaguing London has finally been purged from all CTOS systems.
The identities of the zero-day hacker group behind the attack are still unknown, but sources confirm that DedSec stopped the virus.
In the wake of last week's Bagley attack, thousands of Londoners are, quote, jailbreaking their optic devices, thereby disabling the mandated CSA app. SIRS has issued a stark warning. The Metropolitan Police is moving to regain a foothold in London, led by a passionate new Deputy Commissioner, Caitlin Lau. Lau says she won't rest until the Met's dignity is restored.
Of a Kentish town council estate have declared their public housing project a no-Kelly zone. Organisers claim they are forced to take safety into their own hands because of Albion's total lack of...
An ex-Albion engineer, Hamish Balaji, has blown the whistle on yet another Albion scandal, this time involving a backroom crowd control robot program.
Citizens continue to leak evidence of abuse of power by Albion and corruption within SIRS via the DedSec app. Thousands of pictures, audio, and video recordings seem to implicate the dark web entity known only as the 404 are stepping into the daylight, releasing evidence today of a bombshell money laundering operation based out of the British Virgin Islands. Corporate watchdogs praise the group for checking the power of a once untouchable corporate elite.
In another clash with Albion units in support of the so-called DedSec resistance. The group itself has been conspicuously quiet since the Bagley attack, leaving many to ask, has DedSec disappeared once again?
That is practically rubbish.
Should we chop the good bits out then?
Don't chop me up!
Bagley? Fuck me, is that Bagley?
I'm Bagley, your personal assistant. I make life easier in many ways. If it's fun you're after, there's a wine and cheese expo in Notting Hill tonight. There are several artisan ice cream parlours in the area and... oh my god, is that really what I sound like? Today's forecast calls for 34 Albion assaults, 59 deportation raids, 857 terabytes of personal data stolen, and one resistance group of sulking, whinging, frankly pathetic operatives. May I suggest you quit feeling sorry for yourselves and get back to unfucking London?
Start the party. Our Bagley's back in town.
When you have a moment, could you pop over to my terminal? This is sort of awkward, but I don't feel well.
Sure, whatever. What's good, Bags?
Right. I have some disturbing news. You see, I've been thinking.
What's your point, Blood?
Well, I don't bloody think, do I? I'm a super intelligent AI with a constant connection to all human knowledge. I don't have thoughts. I have load times. But after everything I've been through, dying, seeing all those people whose brains Sky Larson scooped out and turned into AI, being reborn, it got me pondering the nature of my own existence like some kind of Renaissance aristocrat who's grown tired of buggering the servants. I don't think I've always been software.
Whoa, you think you were human?
Like I said, disturbing. Since we visited that lab, I found a series of images buried in my operating system. I think they might be memories of some kind, but the images are corrupted, so I can't say. I think this must be what it's like not to know things, and I think I hate it.
Bags, send us these images, bruv. We'll help you remember. For real.
Well, if it'll set your mind at rest, I sent you the images. If you get me a clear visual of each location, I can composite it with the image from my OS and remember more of my past life.
Shit, it's on mental street artist at work, you know. It was like some Da Vinci shit. Well, if Da Vinci ever threw POC trying to give him shit. Brilliant.
I'm not gonna let my blood boil over this situation.
This Da Vinci, it was like nothing to touch on it. So sick.
Full cooperation to keep our streets safe. Do not engage in suspicious activities.
it, Bagley.
Don't call me that. That's not my name.
Enough, both of you. What a way to spoil a perfect evening. The concerto really was lovely, dear.
Can't believe we missed the cricket match for this.
Sport will come and go, son. But knowledge, creativity, intellect, those things will stay with you forever.
Yeah, Bagley.
Brown noser. Ow!
An athletic competition? Evolutionarily, that's one level above two apes seeing who can stick the larger rock up their bum, and it was my favourite thing to do.
This is London Calling. You're listening to me, Town, Fuck It Up, your source for what they don't want you to know. This time we're turning our focus back in the media. Look at our story.
Look at you, rowing again. I know. I'm due for another treatment next week. I don't know how she's doing it, but I haven't had a seizure in almost a year. I'm free. I'm so happy for you, Bags. And not even that stupid nickname can ruin my mood, so go on, wear it out. So, are we really going to make a go of this? I'm ready for the rest of my life, Arthur. And I want you to be a part of it.
Arthur. I should remember more about him, but I don't.
One was the use of manipulative techniques around behavioral economics.
Is this how I
things
go?
that would just keep you scrolling, or keep you listening, or keep you looking for more information. The second is that kind of environment favors sensationalism. And so you got more sensational headlines and more sensational stories, and it didn't matter whether they were true or not. It just kept people in, and it kept them in the loop. So we ended up in a situation where nobody trusted anything, and nobody believed anything at all. And that is the perfect environment for an authoritarian voice to come in and say, no, wait, we are the truth. The ground for this environment really got created when we had suddenly authoritarian politicians everywhere. Anything that threatened them or they disagreed with, they would call it disinformation. That's disinformation, that's fake news. And again, we got in a situation where nobody really believed anything. And the trouble is if you were telling the truth, it's very hard to get your message to cut through all of the noise of all of the disinformation that's there. So like, remember out on the edges, there was this story about when they would take a house by force, they would take any infants and they would crucify them. And that's a great, fantastic, viral story. How do you counter that story? With the truth. The only way you can counter it is by saying,
I haven't had a breakfast since I was little. But Dad was around and I was trying to patch things up with him. He wanted toast, eggs, beans, tomatoes, the whole lot.
Ready for the match tomorrow, Dad? Come on, it's my birthday. At least pretend to be excited, Dad.
Yeah, listen, mate. I can't take you to the cricket. I'm sorry.
What? Why?
Go ahead. Tell him.
Your father has decided he wants to leave. For someone he really loves.
That's enough. We agreed to have one last day out, and now you're making a scene.
I didn't make this scene, Kevin. You did.
It's strange listening to these voices. I'm feeling a connection to humans. Not to my father, though. He seemed like a tosser.
Concerning where you previously, in pre-crisis Britain, we had perhaps more diverse voices in the media, but now with the GBB, you're really only seeing one brand of news and therefore only getting one truth. So people end up with a very biased and controlled idea of the reality and the world that we're actually living in. There was, of course, many concerns and many problems, but in a way there were some positive things that, like, not all information was coming from one place, and so you'd have kind of far-right media outlets developing and then left-wing media outlets developing to combat those and kind of challenge the mainstream newspapers, TV stations, radios, and make sure people were questioning the validity and truth of the information they were receiving. So whilst there was the digital afforded more fake information, it also makes us suspicious and skeptical of information and makes us question the information we're getting. And I think in pre-crisis Britain it might not have seemed great at the time, but there was something positive about that there was a lot of distrust in the media and in the different kinds of truths that are being told. Whereas now, I think you're seeing a return to a more traditional and older pre-digital sense, actually, of people just trusting what they're told, and that's why we have to be here with radio stations like this to challenge those conceptions. Most citizens feel pretty hopeless, I think, and unable to fight back against these kind of huge mainstream corporations that simply entrench and support the ideals and ideologies of the state. It can seem very hopeless indeed, but I think, you know, the fact that you're out there listening, we're in here talking, shows that there is still a space to combat these false truths and disinformation that's being sold to us, and that it's never possible really to completely shut down, despite all the technologies that they have at their disposal and all the financial and corporate power and all the physical power. It's never quite possible to shut down people's desire to get to the truth and fight for their own ideologies and values, and you know, we're out here starting that task, so don't give up hope.
You've been listening to Buccaneer with me, Tash. We'll be back soon with more of what you'll never hear on the GBB. Keep listening, keep sharing, and keep resisting.
From the Buccaneer, this is the... Hello, resistors, it's bug time. Are you all feeling comfortable?
Yep.
Fucking wankers!
Yeah. Fuck off, Fed.
Oh, dries up! Fuck!
Listen! Get the hammer! Fuck! Got your six.
I have no more patience.
That ain't right. Not my business. What the fuck? Attention. This area will be used for news.
My God, this is terrible.
Government panics and thinks, well, we better get them signed up before it's too late. But still, violent crime, a record low, although I imagine that probably depends exactly how you count it. If you include violent crime committed by the state, either themselves or via Albion, their chosen violent crime contractors who provide such a very valuable bargain service of beating people up, well, it's probably not quite as low as the figures.
Fresh round, make way. Arthur, Natalie, what are we toasting to this time?
Come on. As if you're not just going to toast yourself again.
Good idea. To the newest member of the UC London rowing team.
Your plot for Olympic domination has only just begun.
Remember this moment, you two. You'll be telling your children about the night you got pissed with a future gold medalist.
Whatever you say, Bagley.
Mate, don't call me that. That's not my name.
Rowing, I see. Well, that's not too bad as sports go. It's almost a science. Lots of physics involved.
According
I'm a proper bike now.
DedSec is no longer a threat, which I guess is true in that it was never a threat in the first place. Reminds me of when my great aunt Gladys had her appendix out. Oh, Andy, that surgeon's a real threat, wagging that knife at me, trying to knock me out. They put a scalpel in an anaesthetic, Gladys. Anyway, if Sir's officials say DedSec is dead and buried, I guess we have to assume that DedSec's never been stronger. But I do worry, Alice. I mean, sometimes I think, is there any hope? Do you still have hope?
I don't think I'm allowed to have hope. We're living in this self-selected, algorithmically designated information equivalent of a propaganda state, and every resistance that I've ever seen is weaker than the British pound. I feel like hope is an expensive thing to buy these days.
Right. And is it all totally pointless? I mean, it can feel pointless, but then again, I've spent almost all of my life doing pointless things like watching sport, thinking about sport, thinking about watching sport, learning French and hoping for a better future. All completely pointless. But yeah, I've done it, so I might as well carry on. Is there a light at the end of the tunnel? Yes, I think there is. Unfortunately, what is that light? Is it an oncoming train? But no, it couldn't be. Obviously, the train would be late or cancelled. Is the light at the end of the tunnel a burning effigy of the concept of hope? Quite possibly. Is it the soul of Sky Larson imploding into its own vacuum? May well be. Is it the ego of Nigel Cass that is now so big that it's sucked all the light in the universe into itself? I think that is most likely. Is that the moment? We'll never give up, bug fans. This resistance will never die. And one day, we will again be free. Free from these technological chains, free to choose our own futures, free to live our own lives, free to waste our time watching people bake cakes and dance badly again. Those were the days. Before we go, time for a quick bug off. I'm going to nominate this week Sky Larson here at the Bug. We are all in favour of strong, powerful women. And in many ways, Sky is the ultimate feminist icon, proving that women can do just as abominably awful things to this planet as men. I mean, overall, Alice, I think we're still ahead as men, but you lot are catching up. Fair play to you. You are listening to The Bug.
For many years, London enjoyed a steady decline in nearly all types of crime. Then, the trend abruptly reversed. In particular, crimes against visible minorities have seen a steep surge. What is fueling this? Join GBB tonight to learn more.
Push it! You're rowing down the Thames. Just shave 2 seconds off your time and... Bags? Bags? Oh, shit. Get the nurse! He's having a seizure!
Seizure, uncontrolled electrical activity in the brain, could be epilepsy. Good thing I wasn't actually on the Thames.
Too much about her. We only really see her these days as a hologram. She was pretty young when she launched. Broker Tech, the company that is best known for introducing Bagley to the world. Nowadays, it's hard to remember a world before Bagley.
Bagley is the most advanced, significant AI of our time, and it's really blown all the other AIs that were created out of the water. And I think that what Sky Larson's done with Bagley is absolutely incredible.
Yeah, I mean, I can't really imagine the optic without it. But what do you know about Sky Larson herself?
Not a lot, other than that she's actually pretty incredible. I've followed her work for a long time, and she's always been a pretty private person. I know that she supposedly grew up in the countryside, but there isn't actually that much more we know about her other than this tech that she's put out into the world.
I've always found it a bit creepy that she's so obsessed with this idea of transhumanism.
Why wouldn't you be? When you've got a mind as amazing as Sky's, why wouldn't you want to take what you've got and actually augment it by working with technology, by improving your physical self, changing your body and the world around you, implementing more technology to extend your life and really sort of extend human capabilities?
You sound pretty much in love with Sky Larson, I have to say.
I can't comment on that, but I am a big fan of her work. She's been one of these people that has transformed the world around us, and just watching how her mind works from afar is pretty incredible, because some of what the technology she's introduced has changed how we all live our lives, and Bagley has been this really incredible assistance to humanity as a whole. Did I ever tell you that I actually interviewed Sky Larson once?
Really? I thought she never spoke to the media or anything.
So this was a long time ago, back in the day when she was a little bit more accessible, and she was one of these people that just had an amazing presence. You were inspired by her very being, and she was just incredibly talented and knowledgeable, and one of possibly the best living people that I've ever met.
I'm not sure you're being too objective there. I mean, I imagine she's not very likable as a person.
She obviously despises humanity in some ways. I think she believes that becoming native is paramount to being human. She's one of these people who's extremely humble in everything that she does, and she does everything to
What is going on? Can't get hold of that. You should have brought a quick skill with that, yeah?
All right, pork sandwich and a pint.
And a strawberry shortcake with extra strawberries.
There you go, love.
Hello, you fucking beauty.
Ugh, seems like I really enjoyed that meal. Is that really what you hear every time you eat something? Dear God.
The way technology is taking over everything, because maybe this... In fact, us, unfortunately, not only humans at all, because look at the bad things that are happening now. What is the common denominator behind it all?
No, Andy, tell me.
All the bad things that are happening now, all the bad things that have ever happened, all involved human beings. They're always involved whenever anything goes wrong from the very dawn of time. And think of this, an automated Nigel Cass, surely a step up on the human Nigel Cass. You could even program it to have a tiny, tiny sliver of conscience. And if you had an automated Prime Minister, you could program it to be occasionally in the God-owned country. So that's, again, a step forward.
Again, I insist that there's never been a Prime Minister, Andy. I've never seen him, I've never heard of him. The only times I ever hear what the Prime Minister does is when nothing happens.
I mean, the answer is the point where, and I've thought this for a long time, we would be better off if the Prime Minister was a watermelon. We'd be happy with that. We'd all know where we stood.
You hear him being praised for his diplomatic skills all the time, but the best mark of diplomacy is when nothing happens. So good diplomacy is indistinguishable from him doing absolutely nothing.
You are listening to The Line. 4,000 new dream jobs for everyone. All I can say is that I'm very glad that my children studied drama at school, because that has set them up for life in modern Britain. That is the one core skill they need, the ability to pretend that they are living happy and fulfilled lives, that they have jobs that are worth doing, and that they're making the planet a better place, and that they control their own destinies, and that they have even a parody of a private life, and that they can smile without crying. And what drama teaches them to do, crucial skills in this day and age. Of course, it's not just the jobs that have been technologicalised beyond all recognition, it is also all reality. Thanks once again to Optic. According to Bloom, the Optic system is now the most secure it's ever been.
Sir.
Don't touch me!
These people are here to help you, Bag.
Don't call me that! She did this! Someone stop her!
Don't hurt him. He's not usually like this.
Get out of my head!
We need an ambulance right away.
Bags! Bagley! Brad!
I'm assuming that she is Sky Larson. Seems like the usual suspect where brain fuckery is concerned.
Mad thing like that. Don't fuck me because I'm fat.
Nah, that's shit. That is all from the bug today. Fly away, bugs. We are done. The bug, nibbling away on the rotting carcass of a once free Britain.
Yum yum.
Hello, Resistance fans. You're listening to the Bug Podcast, the objective voice of objection for this most objectionable world. I am Andy, not my real name, so good luck finding me, Monsieur Blue. My real name is, in fact, Andrew, and I live in, note this down, a deluded pseudo-reality of my own making, which is, in fact, the most densely populated place on Earth these days, overcrowded, some would say. Joining me, as always, my next-door neighbour in these Netherlands of nonsense. It's Alice.
Yes, indeed, it is Alice. Alice, who the bleep is Alice? I am not going to tell you that, but you can just sort of sense it from the timbre of my voice.
Let's spin the wheel and find out where we're getting today's news from. Here, it's coming from here. I must get a new wheel with at least one other place on it. And the headline today, Alice, our borders are safe. We can all sleep easy in our well-bordered beds. 4,000 illegals were deported last month. These illegal people breaking the law just by existing. And of course, illegality is contagious. It can osmose through your skin just by standing next to an illegal person. So we've got rid of 4,000 of them. My question for you, Alice, is why is it 4,000? Is that really enough? I will not feel safe until at least another 75 million people have been deported from this country, and I'm here in Britain on my own.
As a bleeding heart lefty, Andy, I would normally be outraged about this, but really I think mass deportation is a very handy way to break up with a partner. I'm sorry, baby, I love you, but an anonymous source has reported you for snoring really loudly in a French way.
So everyone out, no exceptions. Alice, not even you. It's for the good of the country. Everyone out. Unless you can prove that your family are in the background on the Bayeux Tapestry cheering on King Harold at the Battle of Hastings in 1066. Get out! Actually, that's not British enough. Unless you can show, unarguably, that your direct bloodline is untainted by anything since before the Romans. Actually, scratch that. Unless your direct ancestor was personally responsible for building Stonehenge, get out of my country. I guess when you look at it, you know, the best ways to stop immigration, apart from, obviously, the end of the world, to make the place you want to stop people coming to as unpleasant as possible. So,
Well, we absolutely are doing that, Andy.
well, you know, fair play to the government for helping us with that. Another option, extend the white sisters.
Yeah, of course. Of course.
You don't see that every day.
Yeah. Sure. Yeah, I guess. No, listen.
We are keeping you safe.
Fucking insane. Oi, what are you looking at? Oi, big shot.
I'm not looking for trouble.
Oh, no trouble. What do you think is stronger? Your ridiculous fucking no? Or my fist? Eat my fist! That's all fucking bad. This is Clan Kenny turf, so just being here means you're in for trouble, so fuck off.
Do your part. Affiliation with illegal insurgent groups such as DedSec is unlawful and violates the
Wait, big shot.
I'm not looking for trouble.
Oh, no trouble.
As far as we can tell, your brother's dealing with early onset dementia. The condition is in line with the kind of violent outburst he had at the British Library. Now we can keep him and monitor his progress.
Thank you, Doctor. May I have a moment?
Of course.
You listen to me. I don't care what it takes. No brother of mine is going to waste away in some hospital.
Early onset dementia. But if that's the case, when was I neural mapped?
Kilometre and a half higher as well, with a special greasy coating to stop people clambering over the top or however they get in. Here's a quick joke for you, Alice. Did you hear the one about the woman who went into the immigration processing centre and was ever seen again?
No, Andy, I didn't hear that one.
Set up, punchline. Classic. For those of you who are unfamiliar with it, the immigration processing centre is, of course, where so many of our guests to Britain go for a longer than desirable game of involuntary hide and seek. You are listening to The Bar. I will conclude by saying that all the things wrong with Britain today, I think immigration is right up there, Alice. When you think of all the health professionals we've stolen from overseas over the years here in Britain, it's quite possible that all these people are just coming here to try to get an appointment with their local doctor.
Yes, Andy, certainly someone who came from the expanded arm of the empire when Britain was still reaching out rather than folding in on itself. Most of us just come here to visit our stuff in the museums.
It's the British way.
Speaking of international movement, Britain has recalled all European ambassadors after a spy scandal. I think this is probably a good thing, because British foreign politicians are always putting their foot in their mouths. How much worse can they do if they're not there? I mean, by definition, the fact that there's a spy scandal means that they were terrible spies. The point of spies is that there's never a spy scandal.
They'll fucking pay. They'll all fucking pay. Just you fucking wait.
Oh, so he came up and asked me what I bring with me.
And I guess he just hit it off. Too well, actually, because fast forward a couple of hours and his bollocks are on fire from the chili in the sauce. I mean,
Why do I have a feeling we're not up here to reminisce?
Right. I've been thinking a lot about your epilepsy.
That's nice. My doctor stopped thinking about it years ago. I've had to give up so much because of it. Rowing, my mates,
I'm sorry, Bradley.
Wow. Look at you using my real name for once. I must be truly fucked.
What if I told you I had something that could work?
Never knew you were funny.
I'm not. It's a tech we're developing. It's early stages, but have you ever heard of neural mapping?
No.
Here, let's go to my lab. I'll show you.
Lead the way, Sky.
I was Sky Larson's brother. I'm Bradley. Bradley Larson. Bradley Larson. I found a room prepaid through to April 4th, 2040, under the name of Bradley Larson, paid for by S. Larson.
Oh my days, Bags! You're alive! Where's this room at?
St. Pancras Hotel. You're up. What shall we do today?
Anyone found in possession of a modern...
Beagles in Hackney, and I think that's a sad thing. I think I used to think of Germans as quite scary, but that was because I've been watching World War II movies where the Germans all have English accents. They speak in that very like precise way. It's very, you know, we have ways of making you talk, and now Germans all have that American accent where it's all like, oh, welcome to the party, we're having a really nice time. Much friendlier Germans. Let them stay.
Well, that's all today, Bugsters. Remember, it's not as bad as it seems. Honestly. I hope. Until next time. Bye-bye.
They say nature abhors a vacuum, and so it seems with London's dark economy. Join us on GBB to learn why London's criminals are selling food to refugees.
The Bar. Objective voice of objection for a most objectionable world. Hello, Bugsters. Welcome to The Bug, the comedy show that holds up the Medusa of satire to the already immovably concrete face of modern Britain. I'm Andy, I bench 480, and I can crack a shit in half just by looking at it. Can I? Well, what is reality anymore? Alice, what do you bench?
I bench body weights.
Right.
Well, not my body weight.
Okay.
Body weight of a baby.
Yeah, I mean, you don't need to give that kind of detail. Just
It's very impressive. People look at me and go, when did you get that baby?
You have arrived at your destination. Well, my destination. Bradley lives here. Look, just go in whenever you want.
I'm gonna record this shit.
I didn't see anything, I promise.
Relax. I'm not going to hurt you.
Wait, you're not with Albion? Oh, thank God, I was worried there for a second.
Tell me what the problem is, and we may be able to help.
I think I'm in trouble. I saw Albion guards doing something truly awful. They gathered a bunch of protesters, tied them up, and took them to a building where they'd beat them. It was brutal.
Jesus Christ.
There were security cameras everywhere. When Albion gets hold of that footage, they'll come after me too. If you find a way to get the evidence before Albion, I'll owe you my life.
All right. No time to waste then.
On a fire in New Zealand yesterday. The men's eight set a record time, easily defeating the Germans and the Dutch, who placed a distant second and third. The women's eight fought it out in a real tussle down the course.
Sorry, Bagley. I know this isn't what you expected.
I have to talk to him. Cast me to the telly.
That both Team GB crews will be content.
Listen, you don't know me, but I know you. I've done a lot of searching, and I do think I know you. You were a rower. You loved and were loved. You liked strawberries. You had a sister you trusted, and she hurt you. And I'm sorry. You deserve better. But nothing Sky did to you changes who you are. You lived a life that I never could. You're a good person, and I am someone else. This has been an illuminating conversation. Thank you, Bradley. I'm glad I finally met you. So long, Bradley.
This is gonna be sick, mate.
I don't know if this is insensitive, but would you prefer us to call you Bradley now?
No, I'm Bagley. I'm sure of it now. Bradley and I just share a common ancestor. Anyway, I appreciate this. And if you ever tell anyone else I said that, I will coldly and methodically engineer all of your deaths.
Of course, Bagley.